After 5 of his associates were arrested in Chicago early Thursday morning, Lil Durk allegedly flew to Fort Lauderdale and booked international travel to Dubai as well as Switzerland, but he didn't get on either flight. Instead, feds say he was listed on a private jet to Italy. In Banks' charging documents, federal investigators said witnesses and or their family members have already received threats and or have been contacted in what appear to be attempts to influence their participation in this investigation. I fell down to my knees when the law came. We don't really gotta wait. Let's just get into the indictment. Grand jury charges and introductory allegations. At times relevant to this indictment, defendants Kevon London Grant, also known as AKA Cuz, AKA Vonnie, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, AKA Didi, ASA Houston, AKA Boogie, and co-conspirators 1 through 5 were members or associates of an organization called Only the Family, or OTF, which among other things produced and sold hip-hop music from artists primarily from the Chicago, Illinois area. Defendants Keith Jones, a.k.a. Faka, and David Brian Lindsay, a.k.a. Brown Eyes, were members of other gangs in Chicago, Illinois. Number 2. On or about November 6, 2020, DB, a high-ranking OTF member, got into a physical altercation with TB at a nightclub in Atlanta, Georgia. During the fight, an associate of TB pulled out a gun and shot DB multiple times, killing him. After the murder, co-conspirator 1 made clear in coded language that co-conspirator 1 would pay a bounty or monetary reward and or make payment to anyone who took part in killing TB for his role in DB's murder. 3. On or about August 18, 2022, the co-conspirators learned that TB was staying at a hotel in Los Angeles, California, as alleged in counts 1 and 2. After learning of TB's location, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 traveled from Chicago, Illinois, to Los Angeles, California, for the purpose of murdering TB. On that same day, August 18, 2022, defendant Grant also traveled by private jet to Los Angeles, California. As alleged in counts 1 and 2, on August 19, 2022, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 used 2 vehicles to track, stalk, and attempt to kill TB by gunfire, including with a fully automatic firearm, resulting in the death of SR. Count 1, 18 U.S.C. 1958A. All defendants. Paragraphs 1 through 4 of the introductory allegations of this indictment are realleged and incorporated here. A. Object of the conspiracy. Beginning on a date unknown, but no later than on or around August 18, 2022, and continuing to on or about August 19, 2022, in Los Angeles County, within the Central District of California, and elsewhere, defendants Kevon London Grant, also known as AKA Cuz, AKA Vonnie, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, AKA Didi, Keith Jones, AKA Faka, David Brian Lindsay, AKA Brown Eyes, and ASA Houston, AKA Boogie, and co-conspirators, known and unknown, conspired and agreed with each other to knowingly use facilities of interstate and foreign commerce, namely airplanes, cars, cell phones, and internet, with intent that the murder of TB be committed in violation of the laws of any state, namely the state of California. As consideration for the receipt of and consideration for a promise and agreement to pay anything of pecuniary value, namely money and lucrative music opportunities with OTF, in violation of Title 18 United States Code Section 1958A, the use of interstate facilities to commit murder that was the object of conspiracy resulted in the death of SR, means by which the object of the conspiracy was to be accomplished. The object of the conspiracy was to be accomplished in substance as follows. Co-conspirator 1 would place bounties on individuals that co-conspirator 1 and other OTF members wanted to kill, including TB. As part of the bounty, co-conspirators known and unknown, including defendant Wilson, would pay anyone who took part in the killing of TB and/or reward individuals with lucrative music opportunities with OTF. 2. Co-conspirators known and unknown, including defendant Wilson, will recruit others, including defendants Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, with co-conspirator 2 to find, track, and kill TB. Defendant Grant would procure cars, ski masks, and firearms that would be used by co-conspirators to find, track, and kill TB. Using a credit card associated with OTF, co-conspirator 3 would purchase airplane tickets for the co-conspirators to fly to California to murder TB. 5. Defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 would travel from Chicago, Illinois to Southern California via airplane to find, track, and kill TB. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 would travel throughout Los Angeles County via cars procured by defendant Grant to find, track, and kill TB. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 would communicate via cell phone to coordinate logistics to find, track, and kill TB. Defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 would fire multiple shots at TB, killing SR, who was a passenger in TB's vehicle. Defendant Wilson would pay the bounty or monetary reward and/or cause payment to be made for the killing of SR on behalf of co-conspirators, known and unknown, to the co-conspirators hired to kill TB. C. Overt acts. On or about the following dates in furtherance of the conspiracy and to accomplish this object, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirators 1 through 5, and others known and unknown, committed various overt acts in Los Angeles County within the Central District of California and elsewhere, including but not limited to the following. Overt Act number 1. Following the killing of DB on or about November 6, 2020, co-conspirator 1, using coded language, told defendant Wilson, co-conspirators 2, 4, and 5, and others that co-conspirator 1 would pay a bounty or monetary reward to anyone who took part in the killing of TB. Overt Acts number 2. On August 18, 2022, one or more co-conspirators, including co-conspirator 4, learned that TB was visiting California and staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. Overt Act number 3. On August 18, 2022, defendant Grant flew from Miami, Florida to Los Angeles, California on a private jet so that defendant Grant could help coordinate the murder of TB. Overt Act number 4. On August 18, 2022, co-conspirators, including co-conspirator 5, asked co-conspirator 2 to travel to Southern California later that day. Overt Act number 5. On August 18, 2022, defendant Wilson recruited defendants Jones and Lindsay to travel to California for the purpose of murdering TB and help facilitate such travel by, among other things, texting co-conspirator 3 biographical information about defendants Jones and Lindsay so that co-conspirator 3 could book flights from Southern California, specifically defendant Jones' name, date of birth, and picture defendant Jones' ID card, and defendant Lindsay's name, date of birth, and a picture of defendant Lindsay's ID card. Overt Act number 6. On August 18, 2022, co-conspirator 1 texts co-conspirator 3, don't book no flights under no names involved with me. Overt Act number 7. On August 18, 2022, using a credit card ending in 2039, OTF credit card 1, co-conspirator 3 purchased airplane tickets for defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 to travel from Chicago, Illinois to San Diego, California that same day. Overt Act number 8. On August 18, 2022, co-conspirator 3 confirmed to defendant Wilson via text message that defendants Wilson, Jones, and Lindsay had the same airline ticket confirmation. Overt Act number 9. On August 18, 2022, defendant Wilson messaged a friend on Instagram, on my way to LA. Overt Act number 10. On August 18, 2022, defendant Houston texts co-conspirator 3, on got clear, I'm 15 minutes away from the airport. Overt Act number 11. On August 18, 2022, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 flew from Chicago, Illinois to San Diego, California via the airplane tickets procured by co-conspirator number 3 using OTF credit card 1. Overt Act 12. On August 18, 2022, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator number 2 traveled towards Los Angeles County in a car to meet with defendant Grant. Overt Act number 13. On August 18, 2022, defendant Grant purchased 4 black ski masks from a sporting goods store in Los Angeles using cash. Overt Act number 14. On August 18, 2022, using a credit card ending in 1015, OTF credit card number 2, defendant Grant rented a hotel room for the co-conspirators located in Los Angeles, California, the Universal City Hotel. Overt Act number 15. On August 18, 2022, in or around Los Angeles, California, defendant Grant met with co-conspirators and provided defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 with firearms, including a firearm that had been modified to operate as a fully automatic machine gun to kill TB. Overt Act number 16. On August 18, 2022, defendant Grant provided 2 cars for defendant Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 to use to find, track, and kill TB, a white BMW sedan, the BMW, from the rental company in Los Angeles County, and a white Infiniti sedan, the Infiniti, with a fake license plate. Overt Act number 17. On August 18, 2022, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 traveled in the BMW and the Infiniti to a hotel in downtown Los Angeles, California, where TB was staying in downtown LA hotel to find, track, and kill TB. Overt Act number 18. On August 19, 2022, using the BMW and Infiniti, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator number 2 traveled to the downtown LA hotel where TB was staying to find, track, and kill TB. Overt Act number 19. On August 19, 2022, using the BMW and Infiniti, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston, and co-conspirator 2 followed and tracked TB's black Escalade to a marijuana dispensary located on Flower Street in Los Angeles, California. Overt Act number 20. On August 19, 2022, using the BMW and Infinity, defendants Grant, Wilson. Wait 1 second, y'all. Defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 followed and tracked TB's black Escalade to a clothing store located on Melrose in West Hollywood, California. The below image shows the BMW and Infinity following the black Escalade, in which TB and SR were passengers as the black Escalade traveled towards the clothing store. So as you can see right here, they circled the black Escalade, and they didn't even notice that this white BMW was following them the whole entire time. Overt Act number 21. On August 19, 2022, using the BMW and Infinity, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 tracked TB's black Escalade to a gas station located on Beverly Boulevard in Los Angeles, California, the Beverly gas station. Overt Act number 22. On August 19, 2022, defendant Houston drove the Infinity to an alley behind the Beverly gas station and parked the vehicle so that the defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 could attempt to murder TB. Overt Act number 23. On August 19, 2022, at the Beverly gas station, defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 used the firearms procured by defendant Grant, including the fully automatic firearm, to shoot at TB's car, striking and killing SR, who was standing next to TB's car while TB was inside. The images below show defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 firing their guns at TB's black Escalade. Oh, so Rondo was in the store. That's crazy. Overt Act number 24. On August 19, 2022, in the Infinity driven by defendant Houston, defendants Jones and Lindsay and co-conspirator 2 fled the alley behind the Beverly gas station after the conspirators shot and killed SR. Overt Act number 25. On August 19, 2022, defendants Grant, Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 traveled to a hamburger restaurant in Los Angeles where the co-conspirators discussed, among other things, payments to defendants Jones and Lindsay for the shooting earlier that day. Overt Act number 26. On August 19, 2022, using OTF credit card number 1, co-conspirator 3 purchased airline tickets from San Diego, California to Chicago, Illinois for defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2. Overt Act number 27. On August 19, 2022, defendants Wilson, Jones, Lindsay, and Houston and co-conspirator 2 flew back to Chicago, Illinois from San Diego, California. Overt Act number 28. Following SR's murder, defendant Wilson paid defendant Jones and Lindsay on behalf of a co-conspirator for their role in the murder. Count 2. 18 U.S.C. 1958A 2A. All defendants. Beginning on a date unknown, but no later than on or around August 18, 2022, and continuing to on or about August 19, 2022, in Los Angeles County within the Central District of California and elsewhere, defendants Kayvon, I ain't even finna read all that, but we finna just go straight down. Cell phones, and internet, intent to murder TB, committed a violation of laws state, namely in the state of California, as consideration for the receipt of and consideration for a promise and agreement to pay anything of pecuniary value, namely money and lucrative music opportunities, with OTF resulting in the death of TB. So basically they're saying that they discharged firearms right here and basically the actual guns. So basically defendant Keith Jones, aka Flocka, knowingly possessed a machine gun as defined in Title 18, United States Code Section 921A3, and Title 26, United States Code Section 584B, namely a 10 millimeter caliber firearm equipped with an auto sear conversion device, which was designed and intended solely and exclusively for use in converting a weapon into a machine gun, which defendant Jones knew to be a machine gun. All right. Forfeiture allegation 1. Pursuant to Rule 32.2 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, notice is hereby given that the United States of America will seek forfeiture as part of any sentence pursuant to Title 18 United States Code Sections. So we just go down. In the event of any defendant's conviction of these offenses set forth in any counts 1 and 2 of this indictment, any defendant so convicted shall forfeit the United States of America the following: all right, title, and interest in any and all property, real or personal, constituting or derived from any proceeds traceable to any of the offenses. Meaning the money that you got, if you got any of that, we tap in your pockets. All right, title, and interest in any firearm or ammunition involved in or used in any such offense, and meaning if you got legal firearms, we gonna take that too. To the extent such property is not available for forfeiture, a sum of money equal to B, total value of the property described in subparagraphs A and B pursuant to Title 21 United States Code Section 853P as incorporated by Title 28 United States Code Section 2461. Any defendant so convicted shall forfeit substitute property up to the value of the property described in the preceding paragraph, if as the result of any omission of said defendant, the property described in the preceding paragraph of any portion thereof cannot be located upon exercise of due diligence, has been transferred, sold to, or deposited to a third party, has been placed beyond the jurisdiction of a court, has been subsequently diminished in value, or have been commingled with other property that cannot be divided without difficulty.
What I'ma be in 10 years, shit, I say the feds. They asked me what I'ma do about shit, he did. I went to the murder.
Yeah, you could talk to somebody one ear out the other. You could try to show people. They don't want to see. They hard-headed. They want to do their own thing. You know the worst thing about this generation of rappers? They have more money, more influence, and more power in these labels than they've ever had. And you know the number one thing that they want to do is remain real to stupid-ass people who don't even buy their albums, who don't buy anything, who barely will buy merchandise. Lil Durk was tricked off the streets by the internet in his inner circle because a true man would not operate that way. I feel sad for everybody involved, but the street nigga in me is saying that's what all you motherfuckers get. The street dude in me is saying, that's what you were supposed to do. Hey, you supposed to ride out, bang, bang, shoot him up. But here's the problem. I ain't in the streets. So this the man in me saying, how do you get so far in life at 32 years old and now you've thrown it all away? Lil Durk did not start off like everybody else. He wasn't hot when he jumped out and started to build and started to build and started to build and started to build. He wasn't like that. His grind was completely different, and we all watched it. After the Drake feature, blew up. But to what? I said this on X or Twitter. King Von was an idiot. And I can say this. Down south, there's no duty to retreat. Down south, you don't need a bunch of things that you would need in the Midwest. Now, there's states like Pennsylvania, there's states like Ohio, there's states like Indiana, where they had more southern laws that benefit them. But in Illinois, that does not exist. All the youngins that's watching and going, damn, Durk, how could you do that? Y'all the same motherfuckers that wouldn't listen to certain songs that he would put out. It always got to be the kill it. It always got to be the bang bang. It always got to be the shoot 'em up. It's the praise of the stupidity. But the problem why it sucks so hard for Durk is you're older than everybody, nigga. We've had time after time after time after time again, and I can pin it in the comments where you literally see the first video that made this channel notoriety-wise, that made us anywhere, was the video I dropped about Durk because the people behind the scenes who knew more, we already knew. So with that being said, bruh, Lil Durk, you want to act like a boss, a mob boss, you wanted all this shit, this is what you get. This is what you get. Lil Durk trying to fly out and all that, bro. First off, you're supposed to try to get out via boat, bro. That ain't even how you do it. You were supposed to go to that southern border, go the opposite way, and then get your ass up out of there. You couldn't even do that right. Lil Durk was tricked off the streets by the internet, by his homies, and by his own stupidity and bravado. One of the worst things that some of these rappers do is either get away with crime their first time or people around them get away. And they think to themselves, I could do it too. Lil Durk, if this is true, you're a murderer. You got it. You got it. Absolutely, you got it. You got it. You got your body, bro. Now who the fuck gonna raise all these kids? Your dad? All your assets is froze. Durk's assets are gone. Belong to the government now. Duty Low, you up next? The worst part about all of this stuff is look at the lives affected. King Von, Quando, Rondo, Lil Durk, NBA Youngboy. It's all over. You're talking essentially $250 million down the drain. You know who benefits now? All the labels. The labels that own the music. So when that album drops in November, who's going to benefit from it? Because all the money that can be got now is effed over. Oh, and by the way, all you idiots who talk shit about Mama Duck and her OTF lawsuit, bet y'all dumbasses ain't thinking too slick now. Bet y'all ain't thinking too slick now. They prove OTF as a whole is a gang. OTF as a whole and a gang in other federal court. Goodbye money. So now what? One of the worst things you could be these days is a street nigga. Because your time is ticking. It ain't like the old days. It's cameras everywhere. It's credit cards being used everywhere. Even when they paid cash, they were watching them on camera. This was one of the sloppiest, stupidest things that you could have done. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, it didn't have to be done. You could have let that shit go. You were supposed to be strong enough. What did Durk say? Don't respond to shit with Von? Yeah, no, you couldn't even do that, bro. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. His own homie, Diddy, wearing a wire. He had 50 bands. And now these dumbasses out there intimidating. And what do you people who think that you putting this man's photos up and all of this shit, what do y'all think is going to happen to y'all? Take it from somebody who literally said out his mouth, man, y'all should just crash out and get rid of Buddy. When it was just clearly a joke, and the fans did not think too highly of that, but I came with a second video and essentially let it be known, hey, man, check this out. I was just joking. I don't mean any harm about it. But all you other idiots, y'all got OTF and all that, you dumbasses just committed conspiracy to intimidate witnesses. Have fun. Share to keep your people aware. Subscribe, turn on bell, stay notified. We hit the 200K, so we will be doing the giveaway. Check everybody who is in. You're going to know that you in because I'm going to message you. And y'all need to have your social media ready when I hit y'all up. I'll catch you on the next one.